And today's children's message is called Frederick by Leo Lionni. So, this is the children's message. And you all can listen to what I tell. You probably can't really see the pictures. If you're interested in these beautiful drawings, visit our YouTube channel and you'll see them. So, today's story is called Frederick. This is Frederick. Frederick is a mouse. So, just that you know where we are. All along the meadow, where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. So, here is the old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. So here you see the field mice. It's a family of 5. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night. So we have very busy mice here, all except one. So Frederick wasn't working. So the mice asked, "Frederick, why don't you work?" they asked. So here are the busy mice, and here's Frederick just sitting there, not doing really anything. Or is he actually? "I do work," said Frederick. "I got the sun rays for the cold, dark winter days." And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." And once Frederick seemed half asleep, he's sleeping there, half asleep, they asked, "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" But Frederick said, "Oh no, I'm gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." And then the winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little mice took their hideout in the stones. Winter is there now. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a really happy family, so all's fine here at the beginning of winter. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries, the straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. So they're all really miserable now in this gray and empty, dark hideout. But then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. And asked him, "What about your supplies, Frederick?" There is Frederick, and here the 4 mice are coming to ask Frederick about his supplies. And Frederick said, "Close your eyes as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send to you the rays of the sun. Do you feel their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? So suddenly you see in this bleak cave, this bleak hideout, there is light and life. "And what about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said. And we told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush. They saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. And here, thinking of colors, when Frederick had finished, they all no. And the words, Frederick, what about the words? Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes, who melts the ice, who spoils the weather, who makes it nice, who grows the 4-leaved clovers in June, who dims the daylight, who lights the moon. 4 little field mice who live in the sky, 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers, then comes the summer who paints them the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." And when Frederick had finished, they all applauded and said, "But Frederick, you are a poet." And Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, "I know it," and he bowed. I think this is a wonderful story about how to take care for when winter is coming, because although we need to eat and drink, it's also good to have stories with us that warm our hearts. And I think also looking ahead right into winter, the heart of winter, the midst of winter, is the story about light. When we celebrate Christmas, when we celebrate that actually in the midst of the dark winter night, God came to us, Christ came to us to bring light in our hearts and share God's love with us. And this is also something we should prepare for winter, remembering that we are loved by God and all that are with us, our friends and our family. So thank you.